Hello and welcome to SolarQuotes Vodcast, episode 18.
Woo!
How are you, Ronald?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I am full of beans today. So, what have we got today?
You get much sleep last night?
No, 50 minutes sleep.
50 minutes.
Yep.
Awesome. How are you apart from that?
Fine, thank you.
Oh, good.
I'm, yes, up and ready, bright and bushy-tailed, ready to talk about all things solar.
Well, guess what my nephew was doing while you were wide awake last night? 3
Building
in
a
the morning.
robot.
No.
Oh.
He was crowned 35th best speller in the whole of America.
Oh, wow! That's amazing. I bet he didn't bribe anyone, his parents didn't bribe anyone to do it either.
Not to my knowledge.
Woo! Way to go!
No, seriously, he was on the National Spelling Bee, brought live on ESPN around the world. Out of
Excellent.
11 million kids, he came 35th.
That's pretty good.
Do you want to know what word he bounced out on last night?
Squintupling.
Echalot.
Eshallot?
No.
Is it French then?
Eschalot.
Oh, it's c'est très français.
Yeah, that's what he bounced out on.
Mm-hmm.
So that was exciting.
Yeah, I'm supposed to ask you to use it in a sentence, aren't I? Yeah. Anyway.
He ate the echalot.
Yes. But I'm sure he got many other difficult words correct, and he'd do far better than I at spelling, even though, strangely enough, my spelling is better than average.
How do you know?
Because I've hung out with average people.
Should we talk about the biggest story of the week?
Yes, we should.
By comments and shares. Unsurprisingly, ABC's 7:30 report on shonky solar. Fair comment or beat up. This is one that I wrote overnight after it was shown on Monday, I think.
And yes, so do we have any idea how many people watch this segment Australia-wide?
No idea.
Probably a lot, even though it's on the ABC.
Yeah, a lot of people watch 7:30, I think.
Definitely.
So 7:30 did a segment. The clear implication was that the solar industry is riddled with shonks, and you're highly likely. The implication was that you're likely to get a crap system that won't last.
If you get by the cheapest system you can, look in the newspaper. Oh, that's cheap. I'll get that. Yeah, they probably could be right there, I think.
Well, it's like any industry.
Yeah.
You can buy shit.
Exactly. But we definitely, the solar industry, can do a better job at protecting consumers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because solar systems do have this, most solar systems have this dangerous thing called high voltage DC, up to 600 volts DC in a residential installation. It is critically important that every single system is safe.
And installed to standards, they are.
Yes.
Very safe. Safe as any large electrical device.
So there were a few problems with the report. The Clean Energy Council, their CEO was on it. Now, I don't know how his interview was edited, but he did say quite clearly that he didn't think there was a problem. And I disagree with that. There is a problem. It's not good enough. It's not terrible, but it's not good enough. What, 2.7% of systems are dangerous?
Yeah, I think that's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know how it compares to, say, air conditioners, but it's pretty terrible it's not, I wouldn't accept it.
Yeah.
And I would say, God damn it, we need to do something about this.
What would you do about it, Ronald?
I would install random testing by independent inspectors by the state electrical regulatory bodies.
I agree. And the good news is that the CEO of the CEC said on Facebook that they are open to the state regulators doing more inspections. So that's a start. That's the first I've heard that from the CEC, so that's good.
It's excellent.
I think one of the biggest problems with the report was they implied that this guy Rex, who had a bunch of panels that didn't last more than 4.5 years, had to replace them all. They implied he was out of pocket. No, the panels were replaced under warranty. They should have mentioned that. So he bought a brand called Trina, which is a very well-known brand. Trina have a brand to protect, and they do the right thing. And they replaced all his panels, as far as I've been told, under warranty. So, you know.
Of course, you don't want that happening.
No, it's a pain in the arse.
It's a pain in the arse, yes. But they did the right thing, you know.
Yep.
And he, like you said, he's not out of pocket. You know, Same with cars. It's a pain in the butt if it gets recalled. But, you know, if they do the right thing, you're not out of pocket.
Not much of a headline, is it?
No.
Man buys solar panels, claims new ones under warranty,
Yeah.
installed by excellent new installer.
Well, they wouldn't have, but they wouldn't have to look hard to find a shonky, someone who got screwed over by a shonky business.
Installed no-name panels, and now
Yep.
he's screwed because the installer's out of business and the panel manufacturer is nowhere to be found.
Yep.
Or in some cases, the panel manufacturer or panel importer is somewhere to be found, but is refusing to replace the panels
Yes.
because they're assholes.
Yeah.
In that case, if the panel manufacturer or the panel importer is still around, he should go to his local tribunal and force them to.
Yes. They've got no legs to stand on at all, legally speaking. In my opinion, I'm not a lawyer.
So speaking of how to choose installers,
Yep.
we've got some awesome new features on our reviews page.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, well, this is obviously the first time I've heard about them, so tell me all about them while I act really excited.
So integrity of our reviews is something that I'm really, really passionate about.
Yes. Do
So
tell me more.
if you have a look here, you'll see reviews, not all reviews, but many reviews are starting to appear with little green badges that say verified.
Ooh, and what does that mean?
Well, if you click the learn more link next to it, you'll find out.
Or I got too much effort. Can you just tell me?
Or I could tell you.
Cool.
So one of two things that means. That means either the reviewer has uploaded a proof of purchase, so that's generally an invoice or a certificate of compliance or certificate of electrical safety in other states. And Ned, who eyeballs every single review, has looked at it, said, yep, that proves they bought the system. So that's pretty solid proof that they've dealt with the company and bought a system. So either they've done that and or they've asked for quotes through SolarQuotes, which means we've got their name, their email, their phone number, their address, and we have referred them for quotes to the company that they've reviewed. So that's pretty solid. And some people will do both.
Yeah.
So you can have a lot of faith in all our reviews, but the ones with the green badge you can have extra super faith in.
Yep. Yep.
Now there's an interesting thing happening now. So every now and again we get a solar company will say, you've got a bad review from Jack on my company, and we've never had a customer called Jack, so it's patently false, take it down. So what we do in that situation is we ring up Jack or email Jack and say, hey Jack, XYZ Solar says you're lying. What almost always happens is Jack says, no I'm not, here's my proof of purchase. So now what's going to happen is that review is going to get a green badge added because Jack's given us the proof of purchase.
Yeah.
Whereas he might not have uploaded it before because we didn't have this feature. So be very careful, solar companies. If you consider a review is not for your company and it has been left erroneously or maliciously, by all means contact us. But be very, very careful by just trying to take reviews down without trying really hard to see if that person is actually a customer, because we will find out, and we will get a proof of purchase, we almost always do, and you'll get a green reviewed badge, and soon you'll get another very interesting badge on that review. But I'll talk about that when that happens.
Got a color pick for it?
A pick for it?
Yeah,
a color pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, bright red.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Something along the lines of, this company has tried to take this review down, and we have found that it is, we have proven that it is valid. Well, it'll be less words than that. Yeah, so I'm really passionate about stopping these guys doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing that's happened with reviews this week is a company did that. They said, oh, this review's fake. We contacted the reviewer. We got the proof of purchase. We got correspondence. We are absolutely positive that this review is not fake and it is for the company that is reviewed.
Yeah.
And so this company is threatening legal action against the reviewer. Arseholes. Right? So we've got our lawyers, and our lawyers are filing an official complaint with the ACCC against this company.
Yep.
And as it happens, they went onto their website and found all sorts of problems with Australian consumer law
It's not a surprise.
on their website. So we'll add those to the letter too that get sent to the ACCC. So we support our reviewers. Any solar company harassing consumers that have left a genuine review, we will stick up for them and we will pay their legal fees.
Fins,
And
guns.
we will report you to the ACCC if you do the wrong thing. And I will blog about this when the whole plays out, and you will see exactly what happened to this company. So that's happening at the moment, which is interesting. Happy to invest in the integrity of our reviews.
Yes.
Moving on, some other features. Check this out.
Okay.
See that button?
What button? Oh, that one. Yes.
One with the big red arrows pointing to it. So this is Goliath Solar. They've just jumped to the top of our ranking. Well done, Goliath, Adelaide company.
Giants can jump.
Yeah, so if you click on timeline, you see a graph like this. So Goliath, they're a great company. You can see they're actually the gradient of that line is positive. Their reviews are getting better. Their first review was in August 2015. Their most recent review was, this year, this month.
Very solid work there.
So I think that's useful.
Oh, yeah.
See how people are tracking over time.
Definitely.
Another thing, which is the link's quite subtle, but it's, I think, quite profound.
Okay.
This link says Oz ranking. What do you think that stands for?
How it ranks with other installers?
Yeah, so it's how it ranks with every company reviewed on our site, client or not client, which is obviously only in Australia. So if you click that button, you see a graph like this. That graph goes from, the x-axis goes from 2.4 to 4.9. So the worst average score of all installers on the site that meet all these criteria, which is reviews left over all time and have at least 25 reviews, is 2.4. The best anyone's got is 4.9. Goliath Solar, sitting at 4.7, are in the 97th percentile, which means they're in the top 3% of all companies reviewed on our site.
Very good.
Pretty
work.
good.
Yes.
Do you want to see what happens when a company goes bad?
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
Okay, so Energy Matters, who are not trading in Australia anymore.
Yes.
They were a brilliant company when the original owners owned them. The original owners, for whatever reason, sold them to a company called Sun Edison.
Yep.
They started going downhill dramatically. Sun Edison went broke, big American company. They then got sold to a company called Flex. From what I saw, they continued to go downhill under Flex's ownership, and then Flex threw in the towel in terms of Energy Matters business, and they've shut down. So, I mean, you can quite clearly see that the reviews are getting worse over time.
Yes. Yes. And some pretty dramatic ups and downs there.
Yeah, they were. I mean, the people that controlled Energy Matters after the sale should be ashamed of themselves. They took a great company and turned it to shit.
Strip-minded.
I don't know what they did to it, but it wasn't a good outcome for consumers. Sad.
No.
Sad. It's very sad. They were a really good company.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the Oz ranking, they're in the, what does that say, bottom 13%.
Ow.
And that's including like years of really good reviews.
Yes,
before they
and
were
that's
sold.
including some awful companies.
And that's including some
really
awful
companies in that 13%.
Because it's clients and not clients. Everyone's included. So there you go. That's some of the improvements we've made to the reviews to help people decide for themselves who they want to go with, who they even want quotes from. You know, feel free to use it. You don't have to use our Get 3 Quote service, obviously. You can just go to the reviews pages, you can look at the rankings, and you can just go to people direct. We give you their phone number, we give you their website, and we take no cut when you do that. Well, we don't take any cut anyway, but we don't charge a referral fee is what I'm saying. You know, you just deal directly with the installer. And a lot of our installers that rank really well get a lot of business that way. And good, you know, good on them, they deserve it. Yeah. Here's an interesting blog post.
Yes, Canadian Solar and Trina Solar, what have they done? Anything naughty?
They've got world records.
World records? That's
yes.
Pretty good. Because, you know, I thought these were enemies. Were they working together to break this record, or?
Separate records.
Separate records.
So I've written it down.
Not a team up episode then.
Don't say.
Oh, well. I can do a fan fiction on that.
Interestingly, both were on wafers that measured 157 by 157 millimeters.
Okay, that's pretty big.
Yeah, so it's not like some thumbnail size thing.
No.
Canadian Solar got a cell efficiency of 22.28%.
Oh yeah, that's you know, amongst the highest available. You know, that's up in the sun power type range there. That's excellent.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Now Trina got 24.58.
Woo! Oh, wait. But?
Bifacial, that one.
Oh, okay. Well.
Would you like to explain what bifacial means?
Yes. You know Greek god Janus? Okay, maybe not mythology. Bifacial, you've got your solar panel, light hits it on this side, it stops normally. Bifacial, it's glass on both sides. You can have light going in and light coming out. And so, depending on how shiny your ground is, it will generate more electricity depending on that.
Yes.
It's pretty nifty.
Generates on the back of the cell as well.
And they say the costs have come down low enough so they'll take off this year.
Good if you've got a white roof.
They're not, so you won't get any real benefit on a roof because there's not enough space. If you've got a normal roof, there's like a 10 centimeter gap, you're not going to get a significant amount of light in there. There'll be no difference from a normal panel.
What about when I ground mount my solar panels in Finland and it snows?
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be awesome.
As long as you wipe the snow off the top.
Yes. I'm not sure what sort of snowfall you have, but snow works great.
Yeah. So it's good news though, just this incremental improvement in silicon tech.
Yeah. Yeah. Those would be cell efficiencies. You get a little less when they're all wired together in a panel, but still excellent work. Now,
one of yours, Ronald.
Ah, yes.
Delta and Huawei commercial inverters beat Fronius and SMA in PVEL testing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the picture I did there?
Oh, yes. It's very Olympic.
Delta won gold, Huawei won silver, and Schneider won bronze. Tell us more.
Okay, so PV Evolution Labs, which used to be part of the giant Norwegian company,
DVG
NL.
NL.
Yes, giant Norwegian standards company. So they split off the solar testing and inverter testing and probably battery testing into PV Evolution Labs, PVEL, and they're in charge of all that now. And they've put out their first inverter scorecard. So when they were part of giant Norwegian company, they put out solar panel scorecards, which I've written about. You can check them out if you like. But this is the first inverter one, so I was really excited, and I was really disappointed to see it's only got North American inverters in it. None of the inverters that they reported on as being good performers are available here, but if Delta can make an inverter that works well in America, they can make one that works well here.
And they really tortured these things.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah.
So they put an inverter, which is a box of sensitive electronics, through the same sort of tests they put solar panels through. And yes, I believe they use Delta for very sensitive tasks in the UK.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Delta, mainly because when I was my first job as an control systems engineer in a nuclear power station, we used Delta power supplies from Delta Electronics. So I've always been very confident in Delta as a company can make reliable electronics. What they're not very good at is consumer level marketing.
Oh, that's why so few people know of them, I guess.
Honestly, I think it's that simple. I've always been a fan of Delta. They've never really hit the big time in Australia because their marketing's rubbish.
Oh.
It must be run by engineers or something.
Oh, well,
I imagine.
It.
I mean, same Schneider Electric, they also make a lot of industrial stuff. They know how to make reliable electronics, and again, but they're very much a industrial style company.
Yes, I know they've got inverters installed in Australia, but
the mistake, in my opinion, the mistake they made in Australia was I'm pretty sure they did a big deal with True Value Solar.
Oh.
So a lot of people associate Schneider inverters with True Value Solar, which probably isn't the best company to get into bed with.
Yeah, I bite my tongue.
Well, they're not operating anymore anyway.
Fair enough. Yes. True Value Solar.
Should we dig into the results?
Yes, we definitely should dig in there. Now, got to give some warning here. They tested 12 different brands, 35 inverters, 12 brands. Only 5 brands were given top performer status in any of the dozen tests they did.
Hang on. So 7 brands didn't get top performer status in any test.
That's right, but we.
Which ones are they? Which ones are they?
That's the problem. We don't know. They don't
Yes.
tell us. Yeah,
in our heads.
Then we get in trouble. They'd say, "How dare you say that?"
Think of a big inverter brand. that's not on this list? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe it's
not.
rubbish. Maybe it didn't. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, or maybe it's fine value for what they charge.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Anyway, what do we know?
The only thing we can be sure of is which ones are top performers. If there's a question mark there, it's there because we can't be certain that inverter even received that test.
Yeah, right.
Because you have to pay to have them tested, and people may not pay to have them tested. So for all we know, SMA would have gotten top result in every category,
but
they just weren't tested.
Could have only been tested in 3.
Yep, that's right.
Same with Fronius.
Yep. So, but while we can't draw firm, positive, concrete conclusions, this is still good evidence that Delta performs great. Huawei does a great job in these tests. Schneider also does great. And I know Fronius and SMA have very good reputations, and they also get some top results there.
Yep.
Of course, some of these tests, getting a top result is more important than others. So read the thing if you're curious about that.
Read Ronald's post. It's very good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I feel so appreciated. Can I have a raise? Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's move on.
Anything else, Ronald, before we say goodbye?
No, I've got nothing to say except peace to everyone. Have a great time, and I'll see you next week.
Peace.
Yeah, peace out, man.